It's this 10 out of 10 album, best album that Travis Scott has released, and I'm just gonna be downright honest, it is not that. Mac Miller, Travis Scott, Swimming, Astroworld, final review, final thoughts. Let's get it.
What's up, FamousTre? I'm back here with a brand new video.
Today we will be giving our final thoughts, you know what I'm saying, on Mac Miller's newest album, Swimming, as well as kind of a Astroworld reaction, thoughts on that as well, final thoughts on that as well, and then kind of like a comparison between the two and, you know, my thoughts and opinions on those two albums respectively. First off, I want to say, guys, my apologies. I'm sorry. I know you guys wanted a first reaction to Astroworld, Travis Scott Astroworld. I've kind of already listened to most of the songs. So I went ahead and I thought, you know, I might as well give a final thoughts on Mac Miller's album, Swimming, and then Travis Scott's album, Astroworld, and kind of combine that into one video, give a comparison and my opinions and final thoughts on both albums. If you are new watching my channel right now, you have never seen this face on this screen, on that screen before, hit that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Join the Famous family. We are the latest family on YouTube. Smash that like button, drop a comment down below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. I love having conversations with the Famous family. You guys are my family. I love you to death. Thank you guys for the support. Mac Miller, Travis Scott, Swimming, Astroworld, final review, final thoughts. Let's get it. So leading up to this album, I really felt that Mac was going to address more of the issues that he's had recently, i.e. the breakup with Ariana Grande, and I thought that was going to be more of a theme on this album, and I thought that was gonna be more of a theme on this album. I really thought that this was gonna be a breakup album. You know, it was just gonna be like a feel bad, sad, and down, and, you know, kind of a somber and depressing theme to it, you know, being that he just broke up with Ariana Grande and the issues that he was having in the public eye. That was not the case on this album at all, really. It was more of him telling us that, you know, he Gucci, you know what I'm saying? He's fine, you know what I'm saying? Telling us his thoughts, and like on this album, it was more of, if this makes sense, I don't know if this makes sense or not, but it was more of a him album than the things around him. That makes sense. And the things that happen to him and the things that are just going on around him. It was more of a his standpoint, you know, where he is in life, his fears, you know what I'm saying, his like, it was just more of a him album than anything else. And that was kind of a surprise to me. I was expecting a lot of emotion and emotional stuff, being that he just broken up with Ariana Grande and, you know, all that good stuff. I was pleasantly surprised, really, because I was expecting one thing, got another, and it was still a Mac Miller album. I was really excited and happy to see that. It was just a Mac Miller album. Sound-wise, this album was amazing. It was just a lot of songs and sounds that you could just vibe out to. There's hints of jazz, you know, thrown in there and just mixed in there, and I just found that wonderful. One thing I do want to mention is, for how relatively short this album is, there's only 13 songs on this album in under an hour, and lengthwise, it seems a lot longer. I don't know if that's just me, but it definitely seems a lot longer than what it is. For it to be 13 songs and 59 minutes long, it certainly seems a clear picture is painted, a whole idea is completed, and, you know what I'm saying, and like it just feels a lot longer than what it is. And to sort of make a comparison to Travis Scott's album, Astroworld, his album is 17 minutes long, or 17 songs long, and 59 minutes long as well. And for him to have 3 songs more, it definitely seems a lot longer and drug out. I get this feeling like I'm just left with these sounds, and it's just incomplete, and the idea is not fully brought together, if that kind of makes sense. Versus Mac Miller's album, where there's 13 songs and the same amount of time, time-wise, but we just get this feeling of, or me personally, I just get this feeling of the ideas are there, the themes there, the concept is there, and it's just a full, complete project. And I'm not left feeling incomplete, or like a song is just left undone. Versus Travis Scott's, where I'm just feeling incompleteness, and just the idea and concept is not fully brought together. There's a lot more songs in the same amount of time. Now, one thing I do want to say regarding Astroworld is I feel this album by Travis Scott, a lot of people will tell you that it's this 10 out of 10 album, best album that Travis Scott has released, and I'm just gonna be downright honest. It is not that. It is not a 10 out of 10. It's not what people are saying. I feel like this is more of an album. How can I say this? I feel like this album was just a lot of hype was surrounded by it. I feel like this album had a lot of hype around it, leading up to it, and then the release of the actual album itself. I do feel like Astroworld by Travis Scott had just a lot of hype around the album, leading up to the album and the actual release of the album. Just had a lot of hype around it, and when there's hype around anything really in this world, I tend to see I tend to see a lot of the crowd just follow everyone else and follow the hype and follow what's trending. If that kind of makes sense. So I just feel like this album was just overhyped in my opinion. That's just my honest opinion, and if you don't think that, I'm down to dispute that and have a conversation with you in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment down below and we can have a conversation about it and we can start the debate. But Mac Miller Swimming, Astroworld by Travis Scott. Now I know you can't compare Mac Miller and Travis Scott artist-wise or project-wise. Mac Miller Swimming, Travis Scott, Astroworld. I know you can't compare them really because they're in two different lanes. But I will say, for me personally, I enjoy listening to Mac Miller's project more than I do Travis Scott and Travis Scott's Astroworld. And that's no bias. I am a fan of Mac Miller. He is my favorite artist. I do think I think highly of him. He's my favorite artist. If you take away Mac Miller out of the equation, I still feel that Astroworld I get this feel of an incomplete project. There is songs that I do, however, I do like on Travis Scott's album, and I enjoy listening to them. I enjoy the vibe of the songs. I still get this feeling of incomplete. The idea and concept is not fully there, and I'm just left with on a good portion of the album, I'm just left with sounds, and it's just like, it's emptiness kind of. Now I do know Travis Scott, I guess maybe that was his idea behind this album and his concept for this album of just emptiness and just drifting out there in space, and you just get this feeling of incompleteness or emptiness. So maybe that was his goal, and that was his mission set out for this album. That was his goal for this album. Create emptiness and just feeling of just like no complete idea or concept. So if that was his goal for this album, he hit it on the head. He hit it on the nail for this one. 10 out of 10 for that, I will say. But for me, a final rating for Travis Scott's Astroworld would definitely have to be a 6 out of 10. And again, that is no bias whatsoever in that rating. I just feel like it could have been way more thought out, and like the idea and concept maybe could have been like better. He could have definitely reworked some songs and made a better effort to make the songs feel more like finished and complete and whole. And then that would have just brought the whole album together, and just made it, complete. Excuse me. Now, my final rate on Mac Miller's album Swimming, I would definitely have to give that a 9 out of 10. Now, I give it a 9 out of 10 not because I don't just want to give it a 10 out of 10, so let me just give it a 9 out of 10 just to, I'm just saying. No, I give it a 9 out of 10 because I definitely feel that maybe the first song on the album could have been reworked or even taken off, and then replaced by like a single that one of his previous singles, like Programs. I definitely feel like Programs definitely should have been on this album. I don't know why it wasn't, but hey, it is what it is. The album is still great. I just feel like maybe that song, the first song of the album, could have just been reworked or just switched out with another single that he released, and it definitely just I definitely would have gave it like a 15 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case. but it's not. It is what it is. It's Mac Miller Swimming, Travis Scott's Astroworld. I am not, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be people who listen to stuff for different reasons. So if you're listening to Travis Scott's Astroworld for that feeling of, you know, I'm just like in space and, you know, it's just like not a complete idea and emptiness and stuff like that, then hey, this album's gonna be like for you. And definitely if you're a Travis Scott fan, this album is gonna be for you. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely recommend it for them, for the Travis Scott audience and fans. But yeah, that's my opinion today. My final thoughts and review on Mac Miller Swimming, Travis Scott's Astroworld. So yeah, guys, definitely take it how you want. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Yeah, I'm no music expert. I'm just listening. You know, I'm giving my opinion and my thoughts on 2 projects. But yeah, now I definitely will say Mac Miller Swimming, this album of the year, album of 2018. That's all biased. So Famous Family, this has been my final thoughts and review of Mac Miller Swimming, Travis Scott's Astroworld. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed my previous videos, if you haven't seen my previous videos, click right there. I'm not sure which side it's on. I think it's right here, but click right there or right there, and definitely check out my previous videos, my reactions to Mac Miller's album Swimming. If you're new on my channel and this face is new to you, hit that subscribe button, join the Famous Family. We are the latest family on YouTube, know what I'm saying? Smash that like button and leave a fat comment down below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Let's have a conversation. I definitely love talking to you guys and hearing what you have to say. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'ma paint on her face like I'm doodle bar. Jumping, that pussy like I scuba dive. Boy, don't test your luck, could be the day that you finna die. AK-47 round my arm like a shoulder pad.
Oh my God.
I'ma paint on her face like I'm doodle bar. Jumping.
Oh my God.